Is this you?
Was poppin', was poppin', was poppin'. Welcome, Nicky and Moose. I'm Nicky. That's Moose. What's up, Moose?
What up, y'all?
And welcome to the live show. Shout out to everybody. We are back. It's been a minute, people. It's been a minute. Let me do my usual. Do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, do all those things, please, and thank you. New episode 157 drop today. What did we talk about? Oh, this is the one, the how to build your fan base, aka building your following from the top creators who made the Forbes list. So do check that out. The audio dropped today. Full video episodes always drop Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. So go check that out. But we're back. We're back live, people. Tuesdays, new time, 8:30
Hello.
p.m. Eastern.
Hello.
Moose, how we feeling?
Man, I got some. So I'm feeling pretty good because I just had a pretty awesome steak. Just made steak here at the house.
Shout out to steak.
Shout out to steak. Really great steak. Eat healthy and refuel. But I also had a pretty bad run-in with some of our friends in the AI world. And by friends, I mean the machine itself. So let me tell you, for the people tapped in, shout out to everyone who's tapping in, man. Words, I see you. What up? Brother Zay in the house. What it do? So for those who are familiar, obviously AI is a machine, right? It's not a person. Kat, what's up, Kat? I'm working and preparing for an event that's coming up in 2 weeks. And I said, you know what? Let me go above and beyond. I have a series of outlines that I've created to help take us through 6 different sections that we're going to prepare for the event. But I said, you know what? Instead of just having these different outlines, why not create a full-blown workbook? Let's just go, let's go crazy with the value. So I first started at ChatGPT, but then I've seen in some of the research and some of the things that I've been watching that Claude is the more writer-friendly AI, right? So I jump over there and I've learned that the best way to partner or collaborate with the machine or with the AI is, of course, to be clear on what the capability is, right? So I start first by asking, hey, do you have the capacity to do the following? I can present or I can share this, and that. And I guess through the way I was communicating, I don't know what happened, by the way, big communication lesson. I trained the machine. This was my first time on the platform. I trained the machine to mimic human-like behaviors and communication styles and work styles. And so it's like, oh yeah, business hours. And I can work on the weekends. And I'm like, work on the weekends? I'm like, why is this thing talking to me like it's a human? I'm like, are you collaborating with people? Like, what's going on? So anyway, I invest like 3 hours, 4 hours into this thing, just going back and forth with a conversation, all to find out that it has no capacity to do design, graphics, any of the suggestions, the added suggestions that we had, and it feels weird saying it, but that we had come up with together during our planning and powwow session. So, you know, a little mishap, but I guess a big learned lesson. Be mindful with how you communicate with these technologies, man, because if you train it to mimic human-like instincts, it may backfire. Let's say that. It's a good lesson, though. I needed that. So, yeah, I needed that.
But the real question is, so are you going to start over?
No. So my plan is to still extract as much of the information. Because I like when I tell you I went in sharing the notes, refining, I felt low-key a little Dan Cole going off because I'm saying, oh, I'm getting my writing on. I'm getting some more ideas. I'm expressing our philosophy. Like I'm going in. The funny thing is, too, halfway through the process, or just before I was going to request the first draft, it said, oh, you've run out of messages for the day. You have to wait until 2 a.m. to continue the conversation. I'm like, 2 a.m.? No, it's 11:30. It's hot. Let's keep this going. Subscribe. Got me. Subscribe right away. And then it was like, oh, yeah, no, I can't do that. Sorry for misinforming you. I was like, dang. Yeah. So anyway, but great lesson, though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and extract just the raw data of everything that, I shared, and because it's good ideas nonetheless. But then, of course, put all of that information in the hands of a designer just to put the finishing touches on it. So I think it's no harm, no foul, but I just thought it was hilarious that at one point the conversation was like, oh yeah, I mean, I can work on the weekends and maybe push myself a little bit harder. And I was confused, like, why is this thing? I kid you not. I'm going to send you some screenshots of the conversation so you can see what I, was talking about. But yeah, that was my little, situation with our friends in the AI world lately.
All right. Well, nope. I don't have no crazy AI stories. I mean, I was impressed with AI. You had an interesting
interesting
situation. I had a great one. I had a sneak peek of Meta AI, and their images are fire. I did this live in my AI toolkit. Slight plug, deeperthanthebrand.com. But and it's Meta AI is clearly Meta's chatbot, but they have their image one, the emu that we talked about on the podcast, in the actual chatbot, and you literally can type in anything, and the images are really, really good. Extremely. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. Let me show you one. I said like a cat and a French bulldog on a bed hugging. Right? Put this on Threads.
Wow.
See?
Quality.
How cute that is.
Yeah, that's
super
quality.
Cute. So, yeah, I had a great experience. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's funny because I've been doing pretty good with it up to this part right here. But again, I think it was a good needed lesson for me to explore the depths early and know, okay, because it was a new platform. Like I started this because when you first, I think most people when they first started using ChatGPT, it was the sophisticated Google search of use, no real knowledge around prompt engineering and all this fancy stuff. And so when I jumped into Claude from the jump, I was going in with let me go with the high level stuff. And yeah, it was
You went too high level.
I went too high level. I should have known. So, but no, I'll keep y'all posted, man. I'll keep y'all posted. Right? Actually, after this live, I'm gonna dive back into that project and start extracting. Because when I was done yesterday, it was like 1:30. I said, oh yeah, no, I can't continue now. It's time to wrap it up. And then of course the little one, she don't care. She had, she woke up at 2, then woke up at 4, then woke up at 6. I was like, oh my goodness. No. Yeah. No. I didn't get up at 4 and 6, but I did get up at 2. So I don't want to. Yeah.
Well, let's get it to the show.
Let's do it. Man, well, I'm excited. We were talking about what we're really going to present tonight. And of course, looking ahead, Black Friday and holiday season is around the corner. And the main theme of tonight's conversation is going to be around promotions, right? And whether you love them or hate them, we have 2 very great examples in DJ Khaled and MrBeast and how they go about promoting their events, the things they're a part of, and further extending their brand or getting more brand recognition out there. And so I think it's going to be a really powerful conversation, to kick this thing off. And hopefully for those of you tapping in with us, get some ideas around, man, how can you further enhance the presence or the, what do they call it? The viewability? Is viewability the word?
I don't know.
I think viewability might be the word.
Sure.
Yeah, viewability, likability, whatever, all of those things into the marketplace when it comes to your brand. And of course, how to just get people to pay attention to you. Because, I mean, those two have been absolutely on fire as of late. So, did you? What are your thoughts on them? I mean, are you a fan of their marketing styles? Do you just pay attention because you kind of have to, or what's your take
So
on them
it,
too?
so it's it's two different styles, right? So let's start with the DJ Khaled in the chat, or if you're watching this replay. Let's talk about DJ Khaled. Did y'all see my man go out on Drake's tour, right? If you don't know, Drake has been bringing out like famous people as he walks out in the beginning of his concert, right? And normally no one does anything. They just walk and we're like, "Oh, it's LeBron James. Oh, it's Meek Mill. Oh, it's Gilly." It's like we just, watch it. But Khaled did something different and held up a sign on I have 2 Drake songs on my new album coming 2024. Not even this year. All right? Not even this year. It's coming out in 2024. And I sat there and was like, this is a genius. This is Khaled is time and time again, we've covered him too many times here, where he will take advantage of every single second that he has to promote whatever he has. Okay, he opened up a new store. He's doing everything to promote that. He has a golf foundation or part of a golf foundation. He promotes that, right? Sneakers, he promotes that. He just does everything, right? So I found this funny because I think this is where other artists could have leveraged the exposure of Drake's concert, which everybody's looking at. Whether you're there, online, watching all the clips and everything like that, or you are at the actual concert, we're watching who comes out and whatever special guests are there, right? So I think Khaled is fire. I think this was a great usage of, the Drake effect. I'm not surprised. Can't say I'm very surprised by it. But then I look at it as far as, how do we bring that back down to like regular smegular level? Like, what platforms are we on that our friends may invite us to that we can then be like, yo, can you wear my shirt? Can I talk about this? Can I, can I give you this and you just put this there? Like, maybe we just got to leverage our friends a little bit more, because legit, well, in hindsight, Drake and Khaled are friends. That's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it looks like. So how can we leverage our friends a little bit more? Hey, jump on live with me. Hey, take this photo with me. Hey, I'm gonna send you this thing. Can you wear it? Can you talk about it? Khaled does not fear asking. The real question is, do you fear asking your friends to help you promote your business? Right? Do you go with I don't want to feel like a burden. I don't want to feel like I'm using them. I don't want that, all these things, to where your friend has at least 2-3 more followers that don't know you. Your friend actually may have a huge platform and you're just not leveraging it because you don't want to be a burden. I mean, so the real question is, are you leveraging your friends?
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even think about it that way. What came to my mind is, a lot of times you've heard people talk about how much they would have had to pay if they were to get as much attention or eyeballs on their product, doing something organic such as this one in collaboration or partnership, or simply asking a friend, like you said, by taking advantage of a moment like that with Drake. If they were, instead of having to do it through paid advertising, let's say, right? So it's like, how much would you have had to pay to get the same amount of eyeballs, but not organically, instead via paid advertising? I mean, let's just say on the low end, 1 million views. Like now 1 million people know that there are 2 Drake songs that are going to be on this person's next album. Now, if you're at the Drake concert, you probably really like Drake's music, and you are interested in listening to more of it. And so for him to walk out with that sign, I just thought, I saw it and I sent it to you, and I thought the same exact thing immediately. Like, man, genius marketing move to take advantage of all of the eyeballs on you, save tens of thousands, if not maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars if you were to have to pay out of pocket to get the same amount of eyeballs and pay for clicks, right? I don't know what the exact figure is. I'm sure we can look it up, but you got to do the math on that. So that's the part that stuck out to me. It's like, man, when you think about paid versus organic, especially when you have the ability to market or to have that attention, you got to take advantage of it. Now, the interesting thing is, I guess you can say the value that Khaled provides is entertainment, but the more and more I watch his content, the more I realize that it's strictly promotion. 95% of what he's doing is promoting something. He's partnered with the Jordan brand. I want to show you the Jordan sneaker that I have, or some of my other friends who have, and I have to say, he does make it mutual in the sense that he's going to help other people also get some exposure on his platform. So recently, and you mentioned his store, J Balvin launched a sneaker with Jordan. He's going to get benefit from having the sneaker, or people come into his store to purchase the sneaker, but he's also giving that same level of promotion for Balvin and others. So that's the part that I see too, is like that the money side of it is a huge cost savings, if you will.
I agree. Now, my question to you is, do you leverage your friends?
I do not. Honestly, I have to admit, I do not. Yeah. I do not. I think my approach has always been to work to be attractive enough where the opportunities come to me. But I can only speak up to what I've done so far. I'm also in a completely different season now. I read a couple of episodes on the podcast. I said I'm in my idea season, where I'm actually thinking about ideas and not simply just operating in processes and how to do things, which is really outside of my norm. But I'm realizing more and more, I've understood the values of relationships from a sense of protecting relationships, especially for people who you value, appreciate, and trust. But now, even on the business side, I'm thinking about investing in relationships, extending your arm, right? Things of that nature. So maybe up to this point, I haven't asked, but that's not to say I won't be asking in the near future, because I find myself even now reaching out for a lot more help. Now, of course, most of the help that I'm reaching out for, I respect the investment that comes along with the help that is offered or provided by the friends that I have. But, you know, I guess it goes both ways. You know, you can't expect the help to be for free, because I think that's the part that some people also trip up on. So
Wait, your friends
cool
charged you?
Well, they're work friends, you know, it's like people in a professional network. So I can't imagine, or I don't expect, let me say that, not that I can't imagine, I don't expect them to provide or do the thing that they do for a living for me for free, just because we have a quote unquote professional friendship. You know, that's how I look at it.
So they're work friends. They're not friends.
Yes. Yeah. Professional friends is what I call them. You know, like professional acquaintances.
Put a nice spicy word to it. Professional.
Yeah.
They're not.
Professional acquaintances. Yeah. What about you?
I like it.
You reaching out to friends like on some, yo, help me, please.
Yeah, this is my season of asking questions, right? This is my season of asking questions. It's crazy. Shout out to Bima, right? Like we were just having and for those who don't know Bima, he's an amazing interviewer, podcaster. Just came out with a sneaker with Saucony. Super dope guy, right? Go check him out. Worked with Kanye. Great. I know great people. Let's just say that. So we were having a conversation and he was just like, he was asking all these questions about building a community. And I was like, yo, I love what you're doing because I'm kind of in that season of like, yo, if I'm cool with you, I'm going to ask you questions. I mean, like, that's how I'm leveraging my connections of just like, yo, how did you do that? How'd you do that? I'm like, I'm tired of figuring stuff out on my own because it is a waste of time, for real. I want to get there, not quick, just, I don't feel like wasting time or having my ego or my pride take over to where I'll figure it out on my own, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to do that. I'm tired of that. I've taken too long to do certain things. So I'm in this season of just asking my friends for some advice, for if I need help, I need help. And then I'm like, you got it. Thank you. This is what I need help with. You got it. Because I'm not trying to, you help me, but I'm still going to do whatever I want to do situation. Because that causes more problems. So, yeah. Yes, I use my friends. That leverage.
I love it.
Use. I mean.
I
Leverage. I mean, and in the chat or in the comments, let us know, do you leverage your friends as much as you should, or you think you should? Or do you have that like, I don't feel like bothering them, like whatever your reason may be. Let us know so we could just get a gauge of that. Now, also, big news. MrBeast.
Hello.
So I think this is marketing to a whole nother level. Like this is a flex. I heard hold on. Can I tell you that like besides that flex, I heard a really dope flex today. Mm-hmm. Really off topic. But so Burner had an interview today. Well, it aired today. And he was like, yo, I'm done with cars, flashy stuff. The real flex is a private doctor to your crib. That's the real flex. I said, it's like a concierge doctor. Go get that. I said, okay, cool. Wow. All right. But anyways, back to this. So MrBeast just partnered with the Charlotte Hornets. As we know, he has his chocolates called Feastables. And now Feastables, the logo of Feastables is going to be on the Charlotte Hornets jerseys and backdrops, which is crazy. Like this, I think it was a partnership, if I read this right, like a partnership with YouTube and MrBeast. I got to look more into it, but I don't know for how long. I don't know if it's the whole season or if this was just like a mini flex, like preseason kind of vibes. But I thought this was, and for those who people don't know, MrBeast does live in North Carolina, so it just makes sense. Hornets, MrBeast is a vibe. But I've not seen an influencer, a celebrity, besides Jordan, but he's part of basketball, so that doesn't matter, right? Do this. This is fire. Most thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I saw that you reposted that clip with, I think Vic Mensa from the EYL interview earlier where he talked about you want to own a color in the consumer's mind and own a phrase and own these things. And so for a long time, quite honestly, I never connected the dots around why do people still advertise on, say, digital boards or even billboards on the side of a highway or on the side of a building or in Times Square or on the television? Why is product placement so important, right? You don't really make the connection until it comes at you and recognize, oh, if people can start to remember me or think about me when it comes to this, when they see my product out in the marketplace, subconsciously, they will gravitate toward it, whether they know it or not. They gravitate to picking that one over all of the other options that are available to them on the shelf, just because they recognize it. Importance of something like that. Now, to think about someone who does not come from the consumer goods industry, right? Like he is not a part of the Hershey family or the Milky Way. And, like that's not really what he does. Obviously, he's done a phenomenal job in scaling that business to a massive level. But this is literally a content creator, similar to you and I, and everyone even watching or listening to this. He started exactly that way, creating videos, sharing his content online, and has gotten to a place that not only has he leveraged that recognition or all of that influence into starting a company, but also partnering with a professional sports franchise to market, right? So major. I mean, I absolutely love what he's done overall, but something like this obviously is really special. And it's the hometown team, so it's got to be a little extra love involved.
Yeah, I just want to know how much that cost. That's
Facts.
the cost of pretty penny.
Facts.
Like that's prime time, each and every single solitary time.
Yeah,
If Melo does something fire, if the Hornets actually has a good team this year and go somewhere, like that is an extremely good look. That's not, okay, I have, like you said, like the Jumbotron. I don't have something that goes up on the Jumbotron or on the side of the arena and things like that. It's not that. I'm being represented. Chocolate is being represented every single game.
That's interesting too, right? Because it's not even like a healthy snack. I mean, I know he says that his product is supposed to be a healthier alternative to chocolate, etc. But yeah, that's another interesting thing, right? Because it's not like Gatorade. Like obviously, Gatorade, especially they try to market themselves as the sporty drink, right? It's the way to hydrate. It's the way to do this. So chocolate landing on a sports franchise jersey, like you said, I mean, think about all the replays and highlights that are going to be broadcasted on different networks across the world, not to mention just in the US, right? Everything from ESPN to Fox, et cetera, et cetera. That's, again, all of that recognition. So yeah, this is going to be huge. Now, I am reading the article here where it says it's a partnership with YouTube and social media sensation MrBeast. So maybe YouTube is splitting the bill a little bit or fronting some of that money, but yeah,
well, I know so don't they normally stream? I don't know if they stream the NBA one, but I know I think they stream the football joints with the YouTube TV. So I wonder if YouTube is trying to get a deal with the NBA as well.
Oh,
period.
Makes sense to stream the actual games on YouTube. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Better than GE or something like that. Oh, yeah, that's true. Brandon, what up? I see you. But now I'm thinking about like what is next when it comes to marketing, right? Because now it's like the first thing that thinks in my head, like boxing. We first saw it where boxers will wear different brands on their trunks. And each patch costs a whole grip. Like Floyd was making millions just off of his trunk. And then other boxers started to get a hold of that. Like these were their brand deals. These were their sponsorships. On top of the money that they would get from, boxing and actually winning and that whole nine, the event space, all that. Now, that almost seems like it's coming into the NBA. Could that come into the NFL? Could that come into baseball? Is that now going to be where it's got to be big? Because that got to be big dollars. Like that NBA is super corporate. That's not.
They are.
That's not like, hey, I got a new ebook. So can I get like right here just for one game? Just for one game. I got a super dope ebooks. Like that's not that. That's not that. Now, granted, how much did MrBeast make? It was like 84 mil.
Yep, it was up there. Definitely in the 80s. Yeah.
So of course he's the number one top creators on the Forbes list this year, of course. But I didn't know Feastables was just making that much money. Like I didn't. Yeah, no. That's different. That's I don't know.
You know what I realized too? The people who win in the content space, the people who use and leverage content properly, they're the ones who are not looking to utilize content or media as a side hustle. It's like, you're right, because the ebook idea, not to say it's a bad product. I mean, it's a very tangible product. I would suggest everyone to have an ebook of some sort if it fits your brand and your business and what you're after. But you got to think about it. And I'm bringing this back because I really want you guys to imagine this. Like, go look up MrBeast and the videos that he was doing when he first started on YouTube well over a decade ago. All right. Now imagine that same person. He's the same person. There's nothing. Yes, he's changed, he's grown, he's developed, etc. But that person is now in partnership with his hometown professional basketball franchise. You got to think of it that way. All right. This is someone who was not looking to say like, yo, let me make a couple bucks off of YouTube so I can chill at the crib and not have to do anything. This is someone who is looking to really do something big in the world. And so honestly, I think a lot of us need to sit back for a moment and say, yo, have I not won because I'm playing too small? Right? It's like, it's not like the reason why most of us don't win is not because we don't know how to win. A lot of us are not winning because you're playing it too small. You're just treating it like a side hustle. It's not something that you're really going all in on. Now, I'm not suggesting everyone needs to, again, leave their 9-to-5 or their careers if you have them, and everyone must use content creation to be a professional. But if you're in a business, if you categorize yourself as an entrepreneur, personal brand, you have a business and you're using social media to help market and push your products and services, you cannot treat that as a side hustle. Your life is on the line, literally. And you see a lot of these examples, they're very unapologetic about it. We think that, oh, but they're so big, that's why they're unapologetic. No, they got to where they are because they're very intentional about how they do it. Mm-hmm. And so more and more, Nick, just me personally, like I'm becoming transformed about how I recognize the importance of marketing and promo and promotions and, all of these different things, because you could have the greatest product, but if no one knows about it, it does not matter. It will not sell. So this to me is like super, honestly, inspiration too, right? It's like, yo, how do you position your business in a way that you can partner with professional franchises? It's attractive to them, right? Because I'm sure that the Charlotte Hornets, and I think Aaron said it was about a $5 million deal, which seems a little low. I got to imagine it's a little bit more, but who knows? Maybe because they're in a smaller market. But nonetheless, it's got to be attractive enough for the team to want to partner with him too, right? It's like they don't just want to partner with any brand.
Oh, come on, MrBeast.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
yeah.
We've seen the MrBeast effect over and over again. I mean, like where he opened up what was it? One of MrBeast burgers and shut down the mall, right? His his videos, I'll look it up real quick. His videos, I think, are easily average over millions each time, right? And he has multiple channels that does exactly the same thing, right? So his last video 2 weeks ago, 129 million views. Easy. So if I look up his stats right now, it is 115 million from the one that's a month ago, 128 mil, 167 mil, 162. These are like, to get in front and understand, this may be one of those, okay, you are for sure going to put this on one of your videos. I think he's also one of the most followed people on X as well. Let me see. He was like top 10 for sure. So anybody who partners with MrBeast it's always a mutual thing, because they're going to get the exposure as well and the relevance as well. He has a grasp on the people right now. 188 million subscribers, and he gets 167 million views. That's
incredible.
Right. He has
Incredible.
24.1 million followers on X, Twitter, for those people who can't get used to that.
How much?
24.1 million.
Wow. Yeah, no, I saw the article you sent. It says his reach is about 350 million across all platforms.
It's crazy.
So he's definitely up there. And I know that you have one more piece to show. Maybe you have one more piece to show. Do you have the video that you sent me, the second one that he did with the promo?
The deep fake?
No, MrBeast and how he ran the promo on the iPhones. Did you
That's a
intend on
deep
showing
fake.
that?
No, that's a deep fake.
Oh.
Did you read about that?
Oh, you're saying that that's not actually him.
That's not real.
Oh, okay. So before we go there, my bad, because you mentioned the
That should have been in the very beginning of your fail.
Yeah. That AI, man, killing us. But you mentioned the MrBeast effect. Have you heard about the football player for the Chiefs, Travis Kelce, and how he's gained 900,000 followers on Instagram since Taylor Swift showed up at his game?
Yeah.
So they said sales for his jersey have increased by 400%. And he's gained 900,000 followers in a matter of a week.
I believe that.
Talk about the effect of some people. Talk about asking your friends. Imagine it's like, Taylor Swift, can we
come back? Come on, babe.
Come over real quick. Yeah.
Come
it's like strategic partner selection, I guess. That's got to be one hell of a boost to the brand, man. That's incredible. Yeah, I saw that number. I was like, dang, 900,000 followers. Yeah, that's crazy.
But the crazy thing that brings up a whole nother situation, because that just increased his market value based off who he dates.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's wild.
Like literally on his next contract negotiation, he can leverage the added reach and say, hey, I too will bring this many additional fans to either watch the game, attend the game, buy merch because of my following. I mean, I'm sure with the way data and analytics are used in today's marketplace, and especially in the sports world, there's no way they're not, leveraging their social reach as part of their contract negotiation to prove the return on investment when teams are putting up those big dollars. So
they need butts and seats.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's the part, man. That's the part. It applies whether you're in the entertainment business, in an actual business, you need eyeballs and butts in the seats. Exactly.
Talking about butts in the seats real quick. We didn't prep on this one. Usher.
I heard.
I can we talk about the leverage? Like, I don't know if other people have done. So for those who don't know, I think everybody knows, but Usher is going to be doing the half. He's just been having an amazing like year, 2 years for real.
Yeah.
Like
The Vegas run.
I wouldn't say the reinvention, but like just the continuance of him being relevant is amazing, right? So not only did they announce that he's going to be the halftime thing, which I didn't know Jay-Z had like ties on that. I think I need to look up the and Kat,
the
maybe you
NFL?
gotta Kat, you gotta hit me up with this, but I didn't know Jay-Z and Rock Nation has a huge hold on who performs. Because when he said, hey, big homie called me, was like, yo, it's time. I was like, why would he call you? Like, what's happening? Weird. So, cool. So he gets the call. He's doing halftime. But not only that, yo, let me announce my album. Yo, but not only that, right after Super Bowl, I'm doing a world tour.
Hello.
What?
Makes sense to me. Yep.
Yeah, let me take advantage. I'm not just only going to take advantage that my streams are going to go up, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to just take advantage of any type of merch or anything like that. You may go to, I forgot when his residency is over or whatever. But you know what? Let's plan this world tour situation. I'll probably get it documented, just like how Beyonce is just doing right now. Which, yes, I am going to the movies and going to watch Beyonce in the movies. I think it comes out December 1st. That was smart. But it's Beyonce, so we already knew that was going to happen. But when I tell you, if you're going to get on a really big stage, if this is going to be one of the biggest platforms that you are going to be on, you better have certain things lined up. Okay? Yep. And you know, I'm always breaking down from a smaller standpoint. Even if you are on stage, just period, in 20 people, 40 people, 400 people, 20,000 people, whatever it is, what do you have planned like afterwards? Because now you got new people that are like, what is he or she or they going to be doing? Like, I got hooked on them. I love their energy. I love their vibe. I love what they're doing. Let me buy something. Let me connect with them in some way, shape, or form. Let's stop just leveraging from a following count. Let's leverage everything as a whole from a revenue standpoint and put money in our pockets. This is what Usher is doing like crazy. And I'm like, oh, wow.
Genius.
Oh, wow.
Genius.
Because I wasn't expecting that at all. I was like, oh, you boop, 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 boop. Because I'm like, yo, what is the big deal? Like, I remember when they announced Rihanna, right? But Rihanna made sense why that was a big deal. Rihanna hasn't come out with no music. She hasn't been doing anything. She's just pregnant on top of pregnant, and then she's pregnant again. Like, I get why Rihanna's a big deal. And then I was like, why is Usher such a big deal right now? What's happening? He's having amazing, I mean, he steals girls. He's just like the residency. He's just, it's amazing. And just shout out to Usher.
Well, I will say this, you gotta make sure a good opportunity finds you working, right? Because I remember 6 months ago, maybe less, we spoke about Usher because we said, he was doing promo for his 25-year anniversary, I believe, on one of his first albums, right? It was like one of the biggest albums. I forget the name of it. Was it Confessions? I'm not sure. One of those albums that have gone obviously super, super well for him. But he's been working, right? He's, like we said, residency in Vegas. He's working, he's moving, he's touring. He's working on new music. Now, what a shame if he just sat back and said, yo, Usher, come on. Like, I've been done this, right? I don't need to do anything else. And then you get handed this wonderful opportunity to get I don't know, again, hundreds of millions of views that are going to be streamed in and watching, or at least recapping and looking at the halftime show, to not have anything prepared to take advantage of that moment. So I think that's a lesson in that as well for a lot of us who, are in the space, man. Don't let a good opportunity find you not working, because then you can't take advantage of it as best as you can, right? If you don't have your products, your services, your things in line. So yeah, shout out to Usher, man. That's huge. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. Question for you, right? We have 15 more minutes. What's your thoughts on Prime and this whole situation and how everything has been? What's your thoughts on Dion right now?
Man, so another marketing genius, right? Let's leave sports aside for a second, because obviously I'm a sports fan, so I got to talk about it from a sports standpoint as well. But from a business and marketing standpoint, the guy is brilliant. I mean, to think about the opportunity, everything from the smallest details to, you mentioned your mom raising you right, which implies that my mom didn't raise me right, so I'm bringing my mom into the locker room for the pregame speech. I mean, it's like, it was, I love how attentive he is to really make sure he is giving forth a good message. Now, I don't think, and I don't want to say surprisingly, but with a lot of attention, he's done a really good job of continuing to show that he really is who he says he is. From a character and integrity standpoint, the messaging that he puts out, for his players and what he wants to achieve for his players has been great, even when, sidestepped or he's gotten some backlash. I even think about the situation where that one player hit one of the star players on the team, Travis Hunter, and he goes out, Dion comes out in a press conference and says, hey, this is football, right? At the end of the day, this guy should not be getting death threats on social media because he hit one of our players after a whistle, right? So still thinking about things in the grand scheme of things, but pushing forth a great message for the world to listen to and be a part of. And then on the business side, I think they said they sold, $1 million worth of sunglasses with that one move that he made there. So from a
Khaled had
marketing
him.
from a marketing business standpoint, off the chain. I mean, the guy is killing it. Now, on the sports side, you only wonder, and again, no inside data or information to really know. So it just makes me wonder, how is he able to manage all of that while preparing the team for games every week, right? You got to wonder, like, man, does some of it begin to serve as a distraction, right? The last 2 weeks they've had losses after starting off, I think 3-0 or something like that. So, that's the only thing. It's like, is all of the attention starting to take away from preparing for football games? Just a question. But overall, absolutely love Prime. I think what he's doing is incredible. The guy is really, really brilliant, and character and integrity is just awesome, man. I love what he's doing over there.
Yeah. So here's my thing on Prime real quick. Once again, kind of mirroring what you're saying. He's a genius, right? He's taking content and influence and bringing people who did not care about a losing team to all of a sudden care about this team, right? I'm not particularly caring about the record as far as many times as he wins to loses. I don't necessarily care for that. I'm looking at the blueprint as far as, okay, one, I've already brought attention because I've came to this team. Cool. How do I continue to do that? One, I'm going to talk my talk. I'm going to talk extremely heavy. So regardless, people are going to think either I'm the underdog and I'm barking up a really good bite, or I could be playing the villain. Either or, you're looking at me. You're rooting for me, or you're hoping that I fail. You're looking at me. You're buying the tickets. You're watching the video, the broadcast. You're watching me regardless. So I think the way that he's going about it, though some people may not necessarily like it, he's playing the typical, let me play underdog villain kind of status. And it's worked in too many places as far as entertainment. And he knows football is an entertainment game. I need to put butts in seats. So let me do that. On top of that, let me get all my famous friends to come through. Shout out to George the Speaker. He actually was on the field. So I just saw that video. Shout out to George the Speaker. He's been killing it, right? But let me get all my famous friends. And let me show footage that all my famous friends are on the sideline, are right on the field watching, right? So now that brings up hype. Yo, if I'm somebody, even the celebrities are like, yo, if I'm somebody, I gotta go to support Dion. I gotta support Primetime. You know what I mean? I mean, every single person who is a minority is going.
100%. 100%.
And you know what? And you know what his kid is doing? Because his kid is doing the media. I'm getting the footage and I'm showing all the celebrity people. I'm doing that. Regardless if we're failing, regardless if we're taking an L right now. We're taking an L and still putting butts in the seats and still getting all the famous people to come through, where other teams don't have nobody in their arena watching anything, and no famous people watching a single thing, and you've been losing the whole time.
Yeah. Attention. Yep. And I was gonna say the other thing too. I saw some things that were saying that the Dion effect, right? We've talked about the MrBeast effect. So the Dion effect, I think he's bringing in about $17 million worth of added revenue to the state of Colorado on a what looks like a weekly basis for each home game that they have. I mean, you talk about, again, just major impact. It's dope to see, man. Really, really dope to see.
We love it. We love to see it. We love to see it. But I got one final question, and the question is for you guys, right? We've changed. Actually, let me put this poll up on YouTube right now. We've changed the format of our episodes, right? When it comes to the actual podcast episodes. Shout outs to those who listen to the audio version today of the very brand new one. But we changed the format and we never checked in to see how you feel about it. We've been not on live, so it's not really easy to talk to y'all when we're not on live. So I'm gonna do a poll. I'll be like, yo, how do you feel about the new format? Me and Moose talk about it on the after show every single time. Slight plug, Apple Podcasts, all access. Go get that. You get the after show. But Moose, on live, how do you feel about how we've been doing the podcast lately?
No, I really enjoy the new format. I think it allows us to. My favorite part is the ability to have quick talking points and hit the ball back over the net for you to pitch it back, back and forth. So it's less of the almost miniature keynotes or extensive talking points and really more of a casual dialogue, which has been super impactful. It's difficult to do now. If you've noticed, people who have live podcasts, and by live podcasts, I mean like they're in the room together. It's a lot easier because you're able to find your pockets and opportunities to jump in and insert what you want to say. And it doesn't feel like you just cut this person off. Believe it or not, even some 150 episodes in doing a virtual podcast, it's not as easy to pick a pocket to respond to a comment or a statement that's being made by someone and not cut them off and still keep a flow to it. So this new structure allows us to have those quick talking points without really, messing up the experience for the listeners.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to Isaiah, who's like, format is and Aaron's like, hey, you're not a fan? He's like, I'm the biggest fan. I play too much.
Hey, someone in the comments, there it is, Calvin Williams, and you said you got to ask, and so I love it. Calvin actually asked. Calvin said, "Hey, Nicky and Moose, will you help me promote my travel business?"
What's your travel business, and do we get any kind of perks from promoting it? What's the mutualism? You know what I mean?
I love how direct Nicky was. Like, so speaking of which,
I'm all for promoting any type of business as long as I get something out of it. As long as Moose gets something out of it. I mean, what's the mutualism? And I'm just saying. Do we get a free flight? Do we get a free hotel room? Do we get super discount that it's like, this makes sense.
Or maybe some traveling hacks, like, hey, when you travel, this is the way to get, the best flights at this airline or this price or the best hotel.
Don't tell me buy on Tuesdays and like Wednesday. We all know those hacks. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't give me the TikTok hacks.
Shop from a private browser.
If they delay your flight, you can demand a full refund. Don't give me the TikTok hacks.
No, let us know though, Calvin. Hey, shout out to you for asking though. I mean, this entire live literally was about leveraging and utilizing promotion, right? Like literally being able to get out there and promote your business, your product, your service. So part of that, and I like that Nicky started the dialogue. Hey, do you ask? So there you go. I appreciate you for actually asking. If you're still on here or you watch this on the replay a little later, let us know, man. What's the travel business entail? What are the perks and all that good stuff? And we're happy to do so. Yep.
Hold up. Mutually beneficial relationships are the cheat code.
That's it.
I should pin that. You know what I mean? I should pin that. I'm all about mutualism. I will pay attention if there's something in it for me. And it doesn't always have to be money, even though I pay attention quicker. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. However, you may just like, oh, Nicky has an anniversary coming up, or Moose baby is about to be 7 months. Like, what should we do? Like, these are some of the things you need to pay attention to. You know what I mean? Nicky has a private mastermind that's coming up in December, and she may need a trip to get out there. Or I may know a really dope creative house that you may want to consider. You may have something, but you may want to consider this house in Dallas. I'm just saying.
Very, very intentional by listening, right? Very intentional.
I'll tell you if you ask.
I love it.
I mean, what are your travel issues? What are your travel concerns? Where are you going? I mean, I'm just saying.
Hey, we joke about this, but the truth is, as we mentioned, MrBeast, I saw a video recently that was saying that he actually is the modern day Oprah because of all the giveaways that he does. So they're saying that Oprah actually gained so much popularity and was liked amongst so many people, despite being disliked in the beginning of her career, because she gave gifts, right? She was always trying to give rather than ask or take. And so MrBeast really does the same thing. If you notice, there's so many different promotions and giveaways that he takes advantage of. And so he's well liked by a variety of different people just for that. Now, of course, when you like him and you'll start learning more about his stuff and his businesses and what he got going on. So he's doing something, very interesting there. So, yeah, give value in addition. That's for sure.
Just saying. A lot of air horns. But yeah, Calvin, I don't know if you're still watching, or you may watch this this replay, or if anybody who wants us to sponsor your brand, you know what I mean? Let us know. Email me, Nicky at deeperthanthebrand.com, and be like, Nicky, I would love for you guys to promote us, whether on the live or on the podcast or both. And if you do, please make it mutual. I'm just saying. And no, I'm gonna look at you. I wish I could zoom. It just can't be free merch. Sorry. I got 17 million hoodies. I got 17 million hoodies. I got 17 million shirts. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just saying. Unless you're going to supply it for life, then that's a different story. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
Moose is like, yeah, no, not me. Don't supply me nothing for life. Give me.
I was gonna say I got room for some product placements. Like putting like a little something right in front of the camera. Like, oh yeah, a little slight low plug or something.
Listen, they're not sponsoring us, but I could just be like.
Right. My favorite drink of the week.
So good.
Yeah.
We got tables out here. I can put up little pictures and everything like that. I'm just saying, this is a virtual podcast that anything can happen. This could be you. This could be you.
Yeah.
Anyways, people, please do us a favor. Please like and subscribe to this video and this channel, right? We are back on Tuesdays, new time, 8:30. We're just going to stay consistent with 8:30. We started with 8:30. We're going to keep on with 8:30. Please come back next Tuesday. Please watch the episode tomorrow. All right? Watch the episode tomorrow, 8. I was about to say 8:30. Now 8:30 for everything. 8 p.m. Eastern. Go watch the full episode. Please listen to the podcast. It's because of you guys. We are on the how-to charts, and we appreciate that, but we need to go up higher. So the more new people hear it, the more that we get reviews, the more that you guys download it, the better. So we appreciate you. We love you. Moose, thank you for the amazing conversation. It was dope.
Likewise. Yep, absolutely. This was fun.
And you know what we're going to say.
Peace, y'all.